Hello everyone again. This is Vinayak Narwade. In the recently conducted UPSC Civil Services examination, I have received All India rank 37. And since that time, I have been receiving a lot of requests from newcomers into this examination about how to prepare for this examination. So this video will be for those who will be writing either the 2022 or 2023 attempt. And so those who are writing this particular attempt, the 2021 attempt, please try to skip this video because I'll be uploading more videos regarding mains preparation sometime soon. So for those who have decided that they'll be appearing for this examination in 2022, first of all, my all the best to all of you, because this is a very bold decision which you have taken, and this is going to be a part of your life for either the next year or the next couple of years, whatever the case may be. So first of all, I would say I would like to give two very important advices. The first is about social distancing and the second is about mental health. So social distancing, in this case, I mean that you may have to stay away from social media. You may have to stay away from negative vibes, like people who give you negative vibes. You have to ensure that they are not impacting you negatively. Thirdly, I would say that try to distance yourself from relatives and from functions wherein you may be spending a lot of time, and then you will be getting a lot of advices which you don't actually need. So that is something that you have to look forward to. And in this age with social media, as I have said previously, that there will be a lot of friends who will be getting posted, maybe in good private companies, who will be going out on trips. So you need to distance yourself from the social media so that you are not bogged down by these people. So let's get ready for the next attempt, and I'll be sharing the strategies for you all. I'll be dividing this session into prelims, mains, as well as optional and current affairs. So that is the fourth point I would like to discuss. So let's start, I would say. The first thing is with respect to you're preparing for prelims, and I would say that this is more of an integrated preparation. You whatever you will be learning for prelims, you will be using it for mains and substantially also in the interview. So I would say consider this as an integrated preparation, but with good categorization of what needs to be read and what not needs to be read. So to start with your preparation first, the next few months you'll be dealing, I would advise to deal in a modular approach. So by a modular approach, I would say that if you start history, ensure that you're finishing the entire reading of history rather than doing multiple subjects at a time, because what will happen is following a modular approach will help you maintain interest, and that will ensure that your grasping power is increased. So that is something that you need to practice. That is something which I practiced, and so that is the way to go ahead from my point of view. So in this modular approach, you will be requiring around 2 to 3 months to at least finish 2 revisions of the entire syllabus. So for the book reference for the UPSC Civil Services examination, I have already shared a PDF on my Telegram channel. So please go through that, and you will have to build upon those books. You have to build your knowledge based on the foundation of these books. So how to go about this preparation? So first of all, you will have to read the NCRTs. You need not read NCRTs for all the subjects, but you need to read them for few subjects like geography, for then for fine arts. These are the few subjects for which NCRT is mandatory. So how to read them? First of all, what I would suggest is read them as storybooks, read them as novels, so that you start getting interested into the subject. Once you finish the first reading, you try to read them again as novels, and you are not making any notes at this point of time. So by this approach, what will happen is you will be basically developing interest. You will start to have a holistic picture of what is included in that syllabus. Once again I would say, please refer to the standard book materials which has been already posted by me on the Telegram channel. So these are the only books you need to read. So after the second reading, now when you start for the third reading, now think about it from examination point of view. So what do I mean by that? In this case, you'll start looking at previous year questions, like what are the questions that are being asked from history, what are the questions that are being asked from geography, how am I able to tackle those based on my novel like reading of these two in the first two attempts. So now you will be taking down notes. You will be making very short notes, very crisp notes, which will be very useful for you during your revision just before the prelims as well as the mains. So that is the approach I would say. And in this case, once you are finished with the third reading, once you are finished with taking notes, now go for the standard reference books. For example, for geography it will be GC Leong, for history it will be Spectrum, for polity it will be Lakshmikant, and so on. So this is the way you need to go ahead with. Once finishing 3 readings of NCRTs, I would say go with the standard reference books. And once a modular section is over, make sure that you are basically revising it one more time, which is the 4th time before going on to switch to next section. Now what happens is, suppose you finish history and then you started geography, and by the time you finish geography, your knowledge with respect to history will be a little blurred. So after you finish geography, make sure that you are also revising history one more time. So this will be kind of your 4th or 5th revision, and that will help you sustain or maintain this knowledge for a longer amount of time. So this is something that I would again emphasize, that after finishing a module, make sure you revise the previous module which has been done by you, so that will ensure that your knowledge retains for a longer duration of time. So this will be about the prelims preparation. Now before going for exams, before going for prelims exams, 2 months before the preparation, you have to basically solve question papers. Now this is very important. I personally solved Vision IS and either GS Core or Forum IS question papers, and those were very useful. I used to solve around 50 to 60 papers in the first attempt, and in the second attempt, because of COVID I had more time, so I solved around 70 to 80 papers. Now how does this help? It helps you to understand where you are going wrong. Once you know what question has gone wrong, then you basically start working on it, and it gets feed into your head that okay, this question was wrong, and if it appears in the examination, you are going to take the right answer. So now so 50 to 60 to 70 papers are a must, because this will also help you improve on your elimination techniques. Because remember, when you're going for the examination, you will usually know around 40 to 50 questions for sure, but you have to attempt around 90 to 95 questions, and the remaining 40 to 45 questions will depend upon your ability to eliminate, your ability to basically have a gut feeling about some of the questions. Remember, this is also very important, and this only comes with practice and with confidence. If you have the confidence of having solved 5,000 6,000 questions beforehand, you will be going forward with a lot of confidence in the examination, and you will be doing great job in the examination. And believe me, I have done that, and I believe you can also do that. Now so this is with respect to the prelim strategy. Now I'll talk a little bit about the current affairs. As I have previously said, this is an integrated preparation. It is not prelims, mains, interview. You are going to use your knowledge everywhere in each of these examinations. So how to prepare current affairs? I personally used to read the newspapers daily. I used to follow Indian Express. I used to take around 1.5 hours to read the editorials, to read the news. Or sometimes if I am busy, if I want to finish the newspaper in quick succession, I used to follow a Forum IS blog. They have like daily news editorial section, wherein they will only post those news which are important. So you basically, you are not engrossed in glamorous news like entertainment, sports, etc. You are reading only what you need. So that is also a good blog which you can refer to. For current affairs, I used to also follow Only IAS channel, and here I used to follow the prelims booster news discussion as well as the Hindu editorial discussion. The Hindu editorial discussion, I used to basically listen to it at 2x speed on YouTube channel when I used to have my lunch or when I used to have my dinner. But for prelims, I used to listen it peacefully, calmly, and then once the prelims magazines was out, I used to listen to the lectures, to the compilations was once again, and then mark up the important points and create notes. Remember, for current affairs, try to give some time every day, because reading everything at once, especially for newcomers, it can get very heavy and you can start losing confidence, and that is something you don't want to, because you are doing great with the static portion, but if you are not doing great with the current affairs portion, you basically are losing confidence, and then it is impacting yourself. So this is something that I would advise, that listen to those prelims boosters every day. Try to revise everything at the end of the week, because once you clear prelims, you may not require half of this knowledge, because this is very factual knowledge which is required in the prelims, but I believe that it will give you a lot of confidence to appear for the mains. So that is one thing. Now editorial discussions. You need to read the editorials daily. As I said, I also used to follow the Only IS channels, and I used to listen to it during my lunch. So that actually helped me build up a context around that particular the particular editorial which appeared in the newspaper. So that helped me improve my understanding. But now I was not taking notes every day for these particular things. What I used to do is, then I used to read the Vision IS magazines for mains, and then I used to basically highlight the important points which may be useful, highlight the data, and then try to revise it more and more times so that it can be actually used in the examination. So for this, you can like I would advise you to go for monthly magazines, because again, mains 365 or PT 365 of Vision IS, it comes very late, and then by that time basically you will have a lot of burden. So doing monthly magazines can help you a lot, and it has helped me. So I would also advise you the same. So that is with respect to the current affairs portion. Now I would say I would talk a little bit about optional. So a lot of people have been asking me, like, why maths as an optional when you have a master's in mechanical engineering? I would say any optional which you take, it has to be your best friend. There was a very nice quote which I have read. When I feel happy, I do maths, and when I feel sad, I do maths. So that was the comfort level which I had with maths, that I was able to do it in any situation. I had a foresight that, I can sit with this optional, I can solve problems for 8 hours every day, and then dedicate the remaining times of 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 hours at times when I was preparing full times for GS. So that is the comfort level you need to be with your optional. So it need not be the case that you are an IITN or you are from IIM. There is nothing like that. You just have to be comfortable with the subject, and you must be ready to put in a lot of efforts, because once you put in a lot of efforts, you are for sure especially in technical options, you are for sure going to get a lot of marks, and this is going to give you a 10 to 20 to 30 marks edge over your competitors, and it can bring your rank to a very high level. Although like I would just say, in the first attempt I have scored 178 marks out of 500 in maths, because my syllabus was not complete. But in the second attempt I worked very rigorously. Although I scored little as per my expectations, but I scored like 275 out of 500, but the improvement of around 97-98 marks was huge for me, and that has helped me to improve my rank. And remember, this 275 marks, although it is lesser as compared to my expectations, but it is 20 to 25 marks higher than some humanities related optional. So I won't this does not mean that I am saying that go for technical optionals just because they are giving you high marks. Remember that for every mark you get in technical option, there is a lot of effort which you have to put in. And so you can also do a similarly you can also do a good job with humanities optional if you are comfortable with it, if you are good at answer writing, if you are interested in the subject. So optional choosing should completely depend on your comfort level. Now, how to prepare for an optional? Usually it takes around three months to go through the entire syllabus of any optional ones. That is what I have heard from the friends, especially from humanities optionals. That is what I have done. Although I was not able to finish math syllabus in a period of 3 months, it took me a little bit more. But remember one thing, before going for mains, you have to have revised your optional at least 4 times. And having that four times revision is going to give you a lot of value addition. It is going to give you a lot of confidence for your next endeavors. So how to do this? So after, as I was talking previously about standard reference books and NCRTs, after you finish that, you can start with your optional preparation again as a modular pattern. Try to give 3 months like beforehand, so that you finish your first reading. And now after you finish your optional, everything has, like, you have to stop the modular approach. You have to do optional plus GS every day. So that is the approach you need to follow after doing with your NCRTs, after doing with your standard reference books, and after doing with your optional. You need to stop the modular approach, and you need to do an integrated studies for both optional and GS. So that is something you need to basically concentrate at. Now what to do with the optional? Make sure you join a test series, even if you're not joining coaching. I personally didn't have any sort of coaching for mathematics, but during the first attempt I was overconfident and I did not join any test series, and it showed in my marks. But during the second attempt, I made sure that I had finished one of the previous year's test series well beforehand. I had basically graded myself, taken a look at where I could improve. And after the prelims also, I solved one more test series, and this was the actually real-time test series which I had joined at the IMS Institute. So this was something which I was doing. So basically I had solved two test series, and that gave me a lot of confidence, because in every paper I was improving and I was getting a lot of confidence that I could continue with this optional and I could score good marks with this optional. So that has helped me a lot. Test series is a must. Please, that is a very good investment. Don't hesitate in investing in good test series at any coaching institute which for your optional is very famous, and you have a good feedback from your seniors or from other toppers. So please, once again I would repeat, this is a very important investment which you will be making. Now with respect to mains, I would say, like, once you are done with once you start an integrated approach after finishing your optional and the standard reference books, you need to start answer writing, because now you have a plethora of knowledge, you have a very good knowledge base, and you need to start jotting it down. Because remember, I always tell everyone the same thing: the examiner does not know how many books you have read. The examiner only knows what you have written in your copybook, and he is going to grade you only on that particular thing which you have written. So that is very important. So I have previously mentioned, I have also mentioned in the book list, that you need to read minimum things, but you need to read them multiple times, so that you are able to reproduce, you are able to restructure, and you are able to write it down in the examination, and you are able to show the examiner that okay, this is my limited knowledge, but this is my perfect knowledge, and you need to give me a lot of grades for this particular information. So that should be the approach. But once I would again elaborate a little bit, you need to start answer writing. So how to start answer writing, I'll be making a separate video, but in short, initially you need to start with like 4 or 5 questions daily, and these questions will be from previous year questions of UPSC, of actual UPSC papers, not from any coaching material. So this you need to basically start on your own. You can exchange answers between your friends, you can get them graded. Then the second thing is basically you'll start with downloading toppers answers copies from different websites. You will not read the answers, you will read only the questions, you will brainstorm, you will see what you have written, you will compare it with the topper, and then what you will do is, if your answer is so and so, you need to again revise your knowledge one more time. If your answer is matching with your with the topper, then basically pat your back once, and if your answer is better than the topper's answer, pat your back twice, because you are doing a good thing. This will motivate you, and then you need to start basically shifting to the current affairs based questions. So you need to start referring to basically an official test series which you again can join, because you need to write. If you are not writing for UPSC, you are not preparing for UPSC. Once again, this is very important. You need to write a lot. In the first attempt I did not write a lot. I had only 70 marks in GS2 and 75 marks in GS3. In the second attempt I wrote a lot for GS2 and GS3, and I have secured 96 in each GS2 and GS3. So that is basically around 50 marks improvement for me, and that is a huge deal. So this is something you need to keep in mind. So after you finish these 5 papers, like every day you need to write at least 5 questions, but make sure that once in a while, once in a week, you are also trying to basically maybe write down one paper. And this is something after prelims you have to be very routined about, that you need to write at least one GS paper every week. And if you're writing an optional paper, you can basically combine like 2 papers every week, or 1 paper of optional every other week, and 1 paper of GS every other week. So this is something that you need to do basically. Anything, just give me a second, I'll see if there is anything which I have missed out. Yes, so these are all the points which I had noted down before basically giving out my strategy. We will talk about interview. I have also been getting a lot of requests, because I have secured 212 marks in the interview, which is the second highest in India this year. So I would be making a separate strategy. I will also be making a separate answer writing strategy, a video for the same, and I'll be putting it down. but for those writing CSE in 2022 and 2023, please make good use of this video. Please comment on this video whatever you want. I'll try to answer all the questions as best as possible. And please give me some time, because I'm still busy in felicitations. There are a lot of people who are coming to meet me, and this is a very great feeling which I have right now, and I need to enjoy it. So give me a few days if I am a little bit busy in answering your questions, but my attempt is going to be to reach out to maximum number of students possible, and to basically share my knowledge with you guys. So thank you, and take care, and all the best.